So today I am making a video for the MBA students or the BBA students who wants to know about the types of organization structure. So let's study, and if you like this video, please do like it, share it and comment it or subscribe it. So let's study this. First, about organization structure. Organization structure refers to the way in which an organization activities are divided, grouped and coordinated into relationships between managers and employees, managers and managers, and employees and employees. An organization's department can be formally structured in three major ways: by function, by product or market, or by matrix forms. So we will study these separately in the next slides. So what is the first structure? The functional organization structure. So this structure is the most widely used structure. And why it is widely used? We will see. Organization by function, it brings together in one department everyone engaged in the one activity or several related activities that are called functions. For example, an organization divided by function might have separate manufacturing, marketing, and sales department. A sales manager in such an organization would be responsible for the sale of all products manufactured by the firm. Functional organization is perhaps the most logical and basic form of departmentalization. It is used mainly by smaller firms that offer a limited line of products because it makes efficient use of specialized resources. Now, advantages of using structure. It permits centralized control of strategic units. Very well suited for structuring a single business. Structure is linked tightly to strategy by designating key activities as functional departments. Promotes in-depth functional expertise. Enhances operating efficiency where tasks are routine and repetitive. Encourages collaborative work. Minimizes duplication. Now, what are the disadvantages of using this? Possesses problems of functional coordination, can lead to interfunctional rivalry and conflict rather than cooperation, may promote over-specialization and narrow management viewpoints, hinders development of managers with cross-functional experience because the ladder of advancement is up the ranks within the same functional area. Functional specialists often attach more importance to what is best for the functional area than what is best for the total business, can lead to functional empire building. Results in slower response to change, result in poor coordination, result in absence of accountability. So now we know all about the functional organization structure. So let's go for the second one, product or market organization structure. Product or market organization, often referred to as organization by division, brings together in one work unit all those involved in the production and marketing of a product or a related group of products, all those in a certain geographic area or all those dealing with a certain type of customer. I know this line is a little bit confusing, but you will understand in the next slides. Unlike a functional department, a division resembles a separate business. The division head focuses primarily on the operations of his or her division, is accountable for profit or loss, and may even compete with other units of the same firm. But a division is unlike a separate business in one crucial aspect. The division manager must still report to central headquarters. A product market organization can follow one of the three patterns: division by product, division by geography. It means it is generally used by service, financial, and other non-manufacturing firms, as well as by mining and oil producing companies. Geographic organization structure is logical when a plant must be located as close as possible to sources of raw materials, to major markets, or to specialized personnel. Division by customer. The organization is divided according to the different ways customers uses the products. So let's see the division by product. So let's suppose we have three type of product: pharmaceutical products, proprietary products, and personal care products. So we have a three different manager for three different type of products, but these general managers are reporting to the same vice presidents. One vice president dedicated for research and development, vice president for marketing, vice president for production, and vice president of finance, and they are reporting to a single authority, that is a president. Let's see division by the geography. Division by geography. It is generally used by service, financial, and other non-manufacturing firms, such as mining and oil producing companies. It is logical when a plant must be located as close as possible to sources of raw materials, to major markets, or to a specialized personnel. So let's see how this is divided. So the service is available in three locations: North America, Latin America and Far East, Europe, Africa and Middle East. So we have three vice presidents for different locations, and then these vice presidents are reporting to the vice president human resource, vice president marketing, vice president production, vice president finance, and all these are reporting to a single authority, and that is the president, head of the department. And division by customer. This organization is divided according to the different ways the customer uses the products. Like we have a customer using the industrial products, consumer products, or a military product. So we have three different kind of vice presidents, and these vice presidents are reporting to a single president. So what are the advantages of this organization structure? As all the activities, skills, and expertise required to produce and market particular products are grouped in one place under a single head, a whole job can more easily be coordinated and high work performance can be maintained. The quality and the speed of the decision making are enhanced because decisions made at the divisional level are closer to the scene of action. The burden on central management is eased because divisional managers have greater latitude to act. Accountability is clear. The performance of divisional management can be measured in terms of the division's profit or loss. And what are the disadvantages? The interests of the division may be placed ahead of the goals for the total organization. For example, because they are vulnerable to profit and loss performance reviews, division heads may take short-term gains at the expense of long-range profitability. In addition, administrative expenses increase because each division has its own staff members and specialists, leading to costly duplication of skills. Now the third organization structure, and that is the matrix. The matrix structure sometimes referred to as a multiple command system. It is a hybrid that attempts to combine the benefits of both types of designs. An organization with a matrix structure has two types of structure existing simultaneously. Employees have in effect two bosses, that is, they work in two chains of command. One chain command is functional or divisional, and the second is a horizontal overlay that combines people from various divisions or functional departments into a project or business team led by a project or group manager who is an expert in the team's assigned area of specialization. And organizations have become more global. Many use a type of matrix form in their international operations. There may be a product or division managers, as in a divisionalized firm, as well as national managers for each country in which the company does business. Thus, a division employee would report to the divisional manager on product related issues and to the national manager on political issues or those involving international relations. And what are the advantages of this structure? The matrix structure is an efficient means for bringing together the diverse specialized skills required to solve a complex problem. Problems of coordination, which plague most functional designs, are minimized here because the most important personnel for a project work together as a group. This in itself produces a side benefit. By working together, people come to understand the demands faced by those who have different areas of responsibility. It gives the organization a great deal of cost saving flexibility because each project is assigned only the number of people it needs. Unnecessary duplication is avoided. And what are the disadvantages of this structure? Not everyone adapts well to matrix structure. To be effective, team members must have good interpersonal skills and be flexible and cooperative. Morale can be adversely affected when personnel are rearranged once projects are completed and new ones begin.